Eduard Wilde is a leading biohacker who has been experimenting with the performance and resilience of the human body for 20 years. A successful entrepreneur, Eduard has made numerous discoveries about the boundaries that the human body is capable of going to and how we as consumers can take control of our own healthcare needs. Eduard's presentation will show you that the answer for the next stage of healthcare lies in preventative measures, with a key emphasis on democratizing healthcare knowledge. Please welcome Eduard Wilde.
So this is what happens when AI takes over the offline appearance. So I feel forced to walk like the way, and I don't know if it resembles. Maybe the outfit is the same, but the head on it, I was not able to replicate it the way it was shown on this picture. But anyways, I'm a biohacker, and I want to introduce you in the wonderful life of biohacking and, in my opinion, how it can help you to empower the customer and to solve the healthcare crisis that we are facing. Because the problem, I think you all know what the problem is. And the problem is that we see a tremendous increase in life expectancy. However, when you look at people living longer, the time that they live in a poor health condition also becomes longer, because the percentage that people live in a poorly condition stays the same. So people live longer, and the poor condition in the percentage stays the same. So we face a tremendous issue that people become older and they stay longer unhealthy when they grow older. And you can see also that they have multiple conditions. So the moment that because aging is about damage, the damage builds up in your body, it causes all kinds of diseases, and the diseases, they multiply when you become older. And of course you can imagine that will increase also the healthcare cost in order to help these people to survive. And interestingly, most of these diseases that I just mentioned are related to health lifestyle. And if you look at the research of Professor Andrea Meyer, then you can see that the problems that you face when you grow older are for 5% caused by just bad luck. I was the one who had bad luck. 30 years ago, I went to Cameroon. I had to take an anti-malaria prophylaxis, and I received a huge panic and anxiety disorder. I don't know if you know Lariam, but people really commit suicide after taking one pill of Lariam. So I had that same disorder. And I had to heal myself, so I was the one who had bad luck. But other people, they have just a genetic predisposition that makes them more vulnerable for all kinds of diseases. But 75% of the issues that you face in the future of your life are related to health style and lifestyle. And the lifestyle also influences the expressions of your DNA. So the epigenetics is the whole idea about that the DNA is not your destiny, but that you can influence how your DNA expresses itself just by the things that you do in life. And that means that the solution for this crisis is biohacking, in my opinion. And biohackers, they want to upgrade their performance. And it's the art of improving all the circumstances outside and inside your body in order to upgrade yourself. And the idea is, and that's what most biohackers are aiming for, is that the way you feel normal is not normal. Because normal is what the average people feel. And the biohackers, they experience and they are convinced that by turning the buttons in your body, and your body you can consider a chemical plant with thousands of different processes. And those processes, they are affected by the things that you put into your body, because the garbage that you put in your body will also lead to the garbage that comes out of your body. And I think that 90% of the population doesn't even reach their real potential. And that's what the biohackers are aiming for, to upgrade themselves and to reach the potential that they can have in their body. And so this was the idea. Your potential. Normal is not normal. And most people, when they think about biohacking, they think about implants, about chips that you put in your body. But that's, I think, the near future. It's not very relevant to put a chip in your body and just have access to public transport just by putting your hand in front of the machine. At the moment, I think 90% of the biohackers that I know, I'm very involved in the biohacking community, they focus on lifestyle improvements and all the gadgets and technologies that appear in order to reach their goals, to make a better version of themselves. And the core principle of biohacking, it's three elements. And it is science-based, so most biohackers, they dive into the scientific literature, look at all the experiments that take place, not only on humans, but also on animals, because most biohackers, they don't want to wait before clinical studies are done on human beings. Because if you talk about anti-aging, then you can imagine that if you do experiments on mice, and the mice, they have a lifetime of 2 years or 3 years, and a human being has a lifetime of 80 or 90 years. You can't wait for those same studies in order to show the evidence for the human being. So most biohackers, they look at the experiments also on mice and then say, okay, if it doesn't harm me, I just want to experiment it with myself. And experimentation is also one very important key factor. So you just experiment on yourself, N is 1, and if it works for you, then it's fine, and you add it to your lifestyle. And to do it, you need a lot of measuring. So measuring is also a key element of the whole biohacking principle. And if you look at my biohacking instruments and the things I measure, I only show here a very small selection of the instruments that I use to measure myself almost on a daily basis. So my Oura ring to record my sleep, my recovery, my activity, my readiness for this morning. The physical fat is very important also to stay healthy in the future. I test my blood values at least 2 times per year to see how I make progress in the things that I do. Of course, you can calculate your macros and improve your diet when you want to become keto, and to test if a keto diet makes sense for you, then you need a little bit to know about the different numbers that you put in your diet. I tested myself with DNA to see, and the DNA is still in its infancy. If you look at the evidence that is related to DNA and your lifestyle. But yeah, as a biohacker, you just want to jump on that wagon and to see whether it can help you and show you some very interesting insights. For example, I know that I'm a slow metabolizer of coffee, so after 10, 11 o'clock, I don't take coffee anymore, and I have measured that it improves my sleep tremendously. So that's just a simple hack. I have a constant blood glucose monitoring system in on my arm to see how the food intake affects my glucose spikes and the dips that I see, so that I can improve the way I eat my food, the food timing, etc. I stress is for me a very important factor to keep control of. So I have a heart rate variability monitor. Your lung capacity is very important for anti-aging, etc., etc. And the interesting thing is that if you look at the digital exponential developments, then you can measure everything in the future, and that will enable the consumer to get control over their own health and their own destiny. And if you look at the Biohackers Toolkit, then you can see all those different tools that you can apply, and in fact, it leads to this system that I apply for my own biohacking. So first, you choose the goal that you want to accomplish. Then we have a tremendous amount of tools, and this is only a sample of the tools that I use. There are hundreds of potential tools that you can choose from. And then you start to measure. So you have the DNA test, you have the pedometer, the Oura ring, NAD, blood values, etc., etc. And then you can create a loop. So when you choose some things from this toolbox, you measure it, how it affects your performance. Then, if it doesn't help, you